Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. We've got us another inexpensive knife from the Guidesman series. And Guidesman is a brand that is a Menards exclusive. They make them for Menards. And I saw this in the store the other day and I thought it was an interesting looking knife. It's called the Deerfield. And as you can see here, it's got a saw blade and then it's got like a gut hook. I guess that's a gut hook. Partially serrated blade there. Let's see what it says here. Yep, it says blade type, partially serrated, drop point with gut hook, double tooth saw. So let's just open this up and take a look at it quick. Got another inexpensive knife here. This is my Marbles toothpick and ram horn. I love this knife, and it was another budget knife too, I guess you'd say. It coming in around $10 or $11. I really love the ram's horn covers on this knife. Now this is a little tricky reaching around the camera to get this open, but we'll see what we can do here. One more little spot there, it looks like. There we go. So here's our knife. Oh, looky there. It's got a lock mechanism there, I guess. Got this thumb stud here. Yeah. It's not adjustable. So it does lock in place. No blade wobble there, you know, discernible blade wobble. We'll check out the saw here. That locks into place pretty good. So now you got yourself a little saw. So I guess this would be a game knife. Yeah. Okay. If I can figure out how to operate it here. It's got this camouflage color. And then this black rubbery grip type material there. Pretty cool little knife for 10 bucks. Now, there's so much serration on here, you really don't have a whole lot of cutting edge there. So again, this is a budget knife that you can use as a spare, perhaps. You know, I guess I wouldn't go out into the field just carrying this, but it's another one you can just have with you. Now it says it's 420 stainless steel, black oxide finish, lockback safety for each blade, stainless steel frame, glass reinforced nylon handle, and a 1680 denier nylon case included. So it does have this case here to go with it, this belt sheath. Let's see if we can get it open without cutting myself. Or cutting the sheath. What's nice about these toothpicks is you got these nice long slender clip blades on them. Boy, it gets in and slices so easy. So here's our pouch. You just see how it fits in there. Here it's snapshot. Looks like you can carry it scout carry this way, or you can carry it this way. Not a bad little sheath. Again, this is a $10 knife. Does have a lanyard hole there. Now, the weight of this knife here, it's nice. It's nice. So you always get the specs on these here. So the weight is 4.24 ounces. The blade length is actual blade 3 1/4, 3 1/2 inch saw. The close length 4 7/8 and 8 1/8 inch overall. Here's your limited warranty. And again, this goes back to, you know, there was an open tag here a while back about hardware store knives. And there's two ways of looking at hardware store knives. One is just the variety of knives that you typically find in a hardware store. And the second part of that is knives that are, you know, manufactured for a specific hardware store. A brand name, such as the Guidesman, that's just manufactured for Menards. So we'll just open these blades up again. You could probably use a little bit of oil in there, a little stiff. But there's a look at those serrations. And again, you don't have a whole lot of cutting edge. But if this is meant for processing game, I guess you're just looking at this tip area there for skinning. I don't know how well this would work. Does have a little sharpening choil down there. Although there's not a whole lot to sharpen there on that blade, is there? But just another look here. They do lock into place pretty good. I'll have to go out and try that saw. It feels fairly sharp. And again, there's no wobble there. Do have a good grip on it. Although, this does get in your way. Look at that. You would have to be careful with that. I'm not so sure that's the best design right there, but yeah. Let me go grab, I should have grabbed a couple other Guidesman's knives. I'll be right back. Well, I just grabbed a few more samples of Guidesman's knives. You've got this one here, which is a modern knife. And is actually not too bad of a knife. I did do a review on this one. Not a bad knife at all. This was on clearance, I think, for $5 or $6. And again, not a bad knife. So they've, you know, expanded their line. They've come out with a couple traditional patterns. This is their Stockman, although it is a little soft, the walk and talk. But for a $9 or $10 knife, not too bad. And what's handy is, again, Menards is a big box hardware store. So if you're in there and you're gathering up supplies for your next project and you're like, oh man, I need a pocket knife, this is very affordable. Very affordable. Now, a lot of us in the knife community and the collecting community, we like all these high dollar knives and the high dollar steels and all this and that, but you know what? There's your average working man out there just trying to put food on the table. He might not be able to afford that. He just wants a simple knife that can cut. So there's a nice little two-bladed jackknife. And they even came out with their 110 clone. Now, there's better clones out there. This is very thin, but it is a clone. I do believe these all have 440 steel. I think that is their steel. So, you know, oh, and it does come in this brown pouch, but this must be a generic pouch because, as you can see, pretty loose in there. But, yeah, just a quick look at some other Guidesman's knives. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. And sometimes I buy these knives just out of curiosity. That's right. And remember, 50 years from now, somebody might buy one of these at a flea market, and they're getting on the internet, and they're like, I wonder who made this knife. what was the blade steel, what was this, what was that. So just because they're inexpensive knives right now doesn't mean there won't be interest later. There's a lot of hardware store brand knives now that are highly collectible that were made 50, 60, 70 years ago. So anyway, until next time, have a very delightful day.